Orlando, Indianapolis, Houston, and now.
Yeah.
Black Ink Radio.
All right, we live. MJ, you hear me? Can you hear me? 10-4 to MJ. Uncle MJ.
Is he talking?
He's not in front of the...
Oh, he's not on the camera.
No, he's not there right now. I don't think you can hear me.
When you come back,
Can you hear me on the live?
they should be able to hear you.
Can you hear me, Nick? MJ, can you hear me?
Is he talking?
MJ? I think he froze. Can you hear me?
Uncle MJ?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
He said a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you, but... I mean, I can hear you. Hold on a second, I'm trying to find a... I'm about to die.
Okay.
He said something just about that.
What'd you say, Aunt?
Trying to find an extension cord.
He said his phone about to die.
Whew.
You there?
Who, me?
Uncle MJ.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to make sure that is right. But it looks like it's MJ is
Frozen?
freezing up. Yeah. Can hey Kevin, can you hear us on the live? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? I don't think they can hear.
They should be because he can hear. This is right here.
Let me no, because everybody just dropped off. Let me see. You out? All right. There you go. I think I just oh wait. There we go. I invited them back. It was on. Everybody froze and it just dropped. Nick, can you hear me? They can't hear.
They can't hear?
I don't think so. Well, maybe. Hold on, let me see. You forgot to send me the rest of them videos, didn't you?
I couldn't do it yesterday. I'm
Oh.
when we done. I ain't forget.
Oop,
So it takes like a while to download the shit. But
got you.
that's what I'm doing when you leave.
Well, I don't know. It won't do it. All right. Well, I guess I'll just wait for them to come in. I don't know why they keep getting stuck. Can you hear me? I don't think so. But I'll wait for him to get back. How was your week, Rich?
It was cool, you know.
I'm sorry.
It was cool. We had a good week, you know, productive.
Okay.
So that's always good.
Okay, so I wanted to discuss this subject matter of MJ keep trying to get in, but it's saying unable to let him join. And I told them I would bring this up today because of a conversation that was going on. I got in on it late, but I did end up adding my 2 cents. And the conversation, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? You can hear me? I can't hear you though. I can't. Can you hear me, MJ? Use your words.
Talk.
No,
Tell him to talk. You can hear.
I can't hear him.
Yeah, I can. You have to do it without the I think this shit's broke. Yeah, this shit might be messed up.
I think he said he'll be right back. I think that's what I heard him say, because he's going to find a charger to plug his phone so it won't die. I think that's what he said anyway.
Let's do it without that and just use another mic. So you use this mic, and I'm just gonna put this mic here. No, keep those headphones. That's fine. Cause I think that cord is just messed up.
Whew. It's desired.
We should be able to hear.
I like, what's her name again? Amy? Amy seems dope.
Yeah, she's cool.
Another northerner.
Yep, she's from Jersey.
She told me. I said, okay, Amy.
We should be good now.
It should be good.
Yeah.
So
Just gonna play through there, and then go just hear him.
Okay. So the topic was, and this, of course, this was something that was, it's a woman, well, and I know of her, posted, but it was, I guess, feedback from the discussion that been going all across social media today in reference to Serena and Venus' father.
What about him?
The movie, I think, that came out. I think Will Smith probably had something to do with it.
He was in it. He's the father.
Oh yeah, okay. So I gotta see it. Oh my God, where did
I
it
didn't
show?
see it either.
Where's it playing?
I don't know. I didn't see. It might be in the movie because the way they was promoting it, I think it's in the movies. But
Okay.
I gotta see it too. He plays their father, but the movie's about him more. I think it's called King Richard or something.
Yeah, King James.
King James, my bad.
Yeah, they start calling him King James. I guess because of the job that he did with Venus and Serena, but they were saying that he walked away from a previous relationship, marriage, but walked away from his 5 children, and then started that. So the talk that was going around was crazy between men and women once again. But the one post that one of my friends posted was a real woman. Well, she reposted a post that Real Talk with Mike Steele posted. A real woman will encourage her man to take care of his kids from a previous relationship. So it was a lot of backlash from that conversation.
About her comment.
About his comment. He posted that. Her post was, what she was saying was, why does everything get put on a woman? Why is it a woman's responsibility to hold a man accountable for his children? That mother can't hold him responsible. Why doesn't a man know he needs to take care of his children? Which is a good question. However, I had it because they were going back and forth, as if with these posts of what real women should do. So a brother responded and said that question is, what does real really means? Everyone has a different definition, but most never I'm assuming he was supposed to say, give a definitive example. Your perception is your reality when it comes to the black community. Real is so distorted and subjective. Real is based on one's moral compass, but most exploit real to be whatever puts them in a position of having the moral high ground when others fall short of a collective goal or narrative, right? And her response was, we all have a perception of real. However, being a parent is pretty open and closed-minded, either half-assed it or not, which I totally agree. I summed it up. There was a lot of going back and forth because I just put, real women wouldn't be with a man that doesn't take care of kids from a previous relationship, period. But I wanted to know from the men, why is it so easy for a man to walk away from his children? Because I truly feel like, women and men have done it. More men than women. But why is it that a man can walk away from his children, leaving 5 children from a previous relationship or marriage, and start anew and doesn't go back for his children?
For me, I don't see how it could be easy to walk away from any kids. Like me, it's like I couldn't see life without my daughter. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't understand. I can't speak on that. Only thing I can say is, I can only imagine and from past experience with seeing other couples and people that I know, a lot of men tend to walk away from their kids because of the relationship with the mother, and sometimes it's just like the relationship between the father and the mom is so bad that it's like they just gotta move on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just gets to that point, and then you have some mothers that'll say you can't see your kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the situation is with that dude. This is all speculation. But those are the only reasons I've seen men actually walk away. And then you got some niggas that just don't care. You feel me? Like, but I don't see how you have a kid and then just walk away like that and, just say bye. You know what I mean? And then start a whole new family. I don't think that's right. But I do see that a lot of times it be because of the actual relationship between the parents. And that affects the kids. Sometimes parents make them choose sides. Sometimes, like I said, parents just be like, well, you can't see them or just stay away from us. So, I don't. Those are the only times I see.
But even if you just stay away from us without just cause, is that good enough reason for you to abandon your kid? That's a separate entity.
That's never a good enough reason. But I don't know. I would have to know their story fully to understand why. Because to me, there's no reason to abandon your kids. You can always see your kids outside. You can always go get custody, get partial custody so you can see your kids part-time. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like there's no real reason to ever just walk away and not see your kids again. So that's why I couldn't really speak on it. I don't know, I can only speculate.
What we talking about? Y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Talking about a post that was put up today that started a conversation from one of my friends who felt like, why is everything always put on the woman? Why is it our responsibility to hold men accountable for their children? Based off of the movie, I believe that Will Smith Rich Mo just said he was starring in as Venus and Serena Father. Everyone has been talking about it online. I didn't see it. But he had posted, a real woman will encourage her man to take care of his kids from a previous relationship. In return, I posted a real woman wouldn't be with a man that she would have to
Yeah,
to take care of their
agree with
kids from a previous relationship, because it's just, I mean, that makes no. Oh, is Chase up and live? Hey, partner.
But you know the
What's up? Do you feel good enough to come on?
Talk to
I
us.
thought you were still down for the count. I know.
Nephew, what's up, nephew?
I know Kevin was, but I know Kevin says he has a virus now. Everybody going down.
But to add to that a little bit, I also know relationships where
Oh,
the new woman says no. Like the new woman be wanting them to stay away, and guys, you know, I've seen that too.
Well, yeah, but
It's still not enough for me to stay away from my
it's
kids.
still not enough.
No.
So whether or not he's saying that a real woman would encourage
I think
him to do so.
like you said, it's not her responsibility. It's just
No, it's not.
it's up to her
but
to realize that he might do that to your kids.
But yeah, not even. I would challenge that all the way around the board. I don't get it, because I don't think I could ever deal with a man who doesn't take care of his children. I mean, I'm going to force him to take care of his children, his child, whatever. But outside of it, I don't get the fact that they were upset, or how did that end up? I'm with her. How did that end up becoming the woman's responsibility?
I don't know.
Can you answer that?
People like to put blame on people.
That another woman is encouraging a guy who has children with another woman, his baby mom, to encourage.
No. What happened was, in the movie that Will Smith is playing their father, he walked away from his previous relationship. And I don't know if it was his wife or not, but I'm assuming it was, because they had 5 children. He walked away from 5 children and didn't look back and didn't raise them, and went on and with this new woman, and then with Venus and Serena. So they calling him Saint something, Saint James or King James or something, out of the success of what he created with Venus and Serena. So everybody is a little distorted behind how can he walk away from 5 children and not help them return back with those children and move on to other children and another woman.
King Arthur, by the way, just to help you. But also the thing is that, okay, so
y'all sure it's not King Richard?
Well, shit, I said King James. You said King Richard. He's saying King Arthur.
Chase,
we got all the kings up in
there. But Chase said King Richard too, though.
Oh, he did?
It's King Richard, yeah.
King said, oh, yeah, okay. So Chase said King Richard is King. I'm going to believe what Chase said.
Right. I said King Richard too. Right? So
okay.
I'm definitely going with that.
Okay. King Richard. Go ahead. I didn't see the movie yet. I want to see it, but I didn't see it.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen it either.
Okay.
But pertaining to the question, you got to remember the time that's happening. Back then, women took the side chick role. There were men that were
No, that wasn't the side chick.
No, listen what I'm saying. I'm saying that first of all, the answer to that question is he did wrong. There's no, as far as I'm concerned, I have children. I've always been with my children since day one when they came out their mothers all the way to this point. So I don't relate to that at all. I don't even know anyone that way. I don't even associate like.
He said I got no parts with that.
I know no one that way. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, and if they hide in it, that's something different. But no one has actually verbally, while we hanging out as bros, and he verbally, he could hide it. Mm-hmm. He could have a whole family in California, and we don't know, and be with his current children. But what I'm saying, I don't associate with people like that because I'm the total opposite of it. So I disagree with it all. I don't agree with the fact that the woman is her responsibility to encourage this man to stay or be in these children's life. If he could not build a life with the mother, the best thing he could have done was continue his life with his seeds. There's no reason why he should have did that. There's no reason on this planet that you abandon your children, period. I wanna say something. So I've had a situation with my first child, just to be transparent, with her mom, where she did not even allow me to see my child, and I took her to court. I put myself in court for child support.
That's what I'm
I
talking
went
about.
and got my rights, and they put her in contempt of court. And that's not me walking off. That's a woman just being spiteful and vindictive because I didn't want to be with her. So she felt like, okay, since you don't want to be with me, then you can't see your daughter. But as far as a person, a man abandoning his children to be with other children, no, I disagree with that 1,000%. And I also disagree with I don't feel that it's a woman's responsibility to encourage this man to be with his children. I don't either way, either the new woman or the baby mama herself. No one should be encouraging this grown man to spend time and be involved in his seed's life. Period. He's a to me, that's weak. You know what I mean? That's a real weak individual. I don't have no respect or love, and if I ever meet anyone like that, I will make sure that I will not associate myself with that, because Richmo will agree with this really quickly. We are still living under that stigma as black men, or men period, but black men specifically, that we are abandoning. There's single mothers. Black men don't, ain't around. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I want to hear Rich Mo's opinion of this and yours. But if I took a survey of how many men that I know personally, say I know 50 men, out of 50 bros, everyone takes care of their kids. So I don't know anyone and when I say take care of them, I'm not just talking about, sending a check or, occasional Christmas here or whatever. I'm talking about, I see these men
Putting
at
time
the
in.
football games, the baseball games. I see these men at the whatever it takes. I see these men totally involved in their children's life, and that's 50 off the top of my head. So we're trying to escape what the our elders, our ancestors, and our pops did. We're trying to escape that. That stigma. How y'all feel about that?
I agree.
I agree too. And like you said, I don't know nobody that's voluntarily not dealing with their kids. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I know is in their lives. I even know a couple of dudes who are single dads, who actually take care of their kid 24 hours, 7 days. You know what I mean? So I don't know nobody that's voluntarily like, man, fuck that, I ain't doing this. I do know some where the people are trying to keep them away or hiding them, and they're trying to reach out and they're trying to get with their kid, but the person is just being, they done moved away to other states and stuff like that, just to try to avoid my friend. And it's just like, I've seen stuff like that, but no one I know voluntarily just said, I'm not doing this. That's why I said earlier, I want to know the full story, because I just don't see nobody that actually had a kid doing that.
Well, here's the thing.
Ignorant.
It wasn't one. When they said 5, I'm like, how the hell do you walk away from 5 kids? One, we as human beings going to try to make up any excuse we could for him. He was stressed. Maybe his life, maybe he was going through. Yeah. But 5, it's like, how do you walk away from 5? That meant you had to be a part of 4 other kids' life at one time. And then what do the kids think when you up and leave and move on to a new family with new kids?
And y'all become fucking famous. Like, I got to see you on TV with these new kids.
That's what makes me exactly.
I gotta say, it's not even like you out of sight, out of mind. It's like I gotta endure the fact that y'all are famous and rich.
Right, because it's like I can get over, things not working out, and they didn't work out. But what does that have to do with the kids? I'm going to agree with MJ said. He done taken upon myself. I put myself in child support to get my kid, because then that shows the kid that I will fight for you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When kids don't think you're going to fight for them, it's like, you ain't even fight for them. You just let her say whatever.
You just gave up.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I would definitely do the same.
So women can tell you anything. I said to my brothers and them all day long, you have rights. Absolutely not. Nobody can tell you anything in regards to
for sure
to your child unless you exit yourself out of the picture. Other than that, Like, absolutely not. Now, the only leverage that a woman has is basically between the child of birth and that nurturing stage that they have to breastfeed.
Right.
That's the only leverage really the judge will give to say, okay, it has to be during this period of time. But after that, it's like,
yeah, it's fair game.
It's fair game.
Now check this out. Let me tell y'all a flip side to that. Same network, which is Netflix. There was a show Halle Berry just came out with. A movie that she just came out with called Bruised. Sis, you have to see that. That's incredible.
It's on Netflix. I saw it. Yeah.
You saw it?
I didn't see it, but I seen it on Netflix. I just didn't know what it was. But go ahead.
Okay.
Right. Halle Berry is a parent, a female, that abandoned her child as a woman for 5 years. If you go through her story, not to give away the story, but she rekindles that relationship later, 5 years. But her reasoning for it was abuse. In her her years, her kid years, her adolescent years, and then didn't know how to handle it or take on that responsibility. So my question is to everybody on the live and y'all, what's the deal with females that abandon their children?
Oh no, the question wasn't just for men. When I posed it, and I was saying it was for both, because I know both. I'm aware of both that do it. However, I know more men that really do it for no reason at all. I do know a lot of women that abandon their children, and a lot of it had to do with drugs and other things of other nature. And that's a lot of men excuses too. But I mean, I know I didn't hear the stories of men just walking away from their kid, but I never heard of one walking away from 5 and forgetting it.
Yeah, that's
But yeah, that was like heavy. But yeah, that question was basically for both. But what was more seemed confusing was just the comments. Like I said, the comments that he put. He said, matter of fact, what did he say on here? That was on encouragement. Oh, his response was, we all need encouragement and positive reinforcement, even the perceived strong ones. That's like saying pretty women don't have insecurities. So, Miriam like, I need another example. That's not a good example. I don't need encouragement to take care of my children.
You shouldn't.
Why do you need encouragement to take care of your children?
See, that's what it goes back to when I'm saying I feel like it's deeper than just not wanting to take care of your kids. It's like
you didn't want any?
You might need encouragement to deal with the mother to take care of your kids. Somebody might say, you know what, maybe you should try to be cordial with her so you can see your kids. Maybe that's the encouragement, not necessarily encouragement to see your kids, but to deal with what's going to come with it. I can see that part. Deal with the court. Some people don't want to deal with court. Some guys are afraid of court. They're afraid to go in there because of how they treat us in court. They're afraid of any type of court. You know what I'm saying? So you might need the encouragement to deal with what's going to come with it, not just to deal with your own kids. You know, there's some wicked women out here, wicked men and women. Let me say, I don't want to put it on one side. There's wicked people out here that sometimes you just don't want to deal with. You just, as much as you don't want to leave your kids, it's like I can't deal with this. Some people are not as as mentally strong as others. Like I hear about people with depression or different types of mental illness, and not to sound insensitive, I be thinking about why you can't just. But that's not easy for everybody.
Why you just can't what?
Put anything in there. Why you can't just not be depressed? Why you can't just get up and get out the house? Put anything in there. Why you can't just because I could do it don't mean you could do it. Your brain ain't working like mine for some reason. So I gotta understand that. And some people just can't deal with certain type of abuse, which meant there's mental abuse. Some people, they like you said, she whatever Halle Berry, well, like he said, whatever Halle Berry was dealing with, it trickled down to her leaving her kid. I couldn't understand that, but something in her brain made her do it. So that's what I'm saying. I just had to learn to understand that some people deal with things that's deeper than what's on the surface. So that encouragement might just be to face something head on.
Well, see, the difference is, and I'm going to watch that, especially if you said it was really, really good. The difference is, what I got from what MJ said is her fear of not having the proper guidance herself, of doing that, whatever happened to her kid, kept her away. That's totally different than walking away
5
from
kids.
a whole family, because you know that's how they got the reputation back in the day. Papa was a rolling stone.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
Wherever he
it's like,
laid his hat,
okay, he was laying his head, he had a few families, but I didn't recall him walking away from the real family with his children, maybe hiding the.
I know papas that was Rolling Stones and took care of all of them.
And then I know some people said the saying back in the day used to be like, "I'm going to go get a pack of cigarettes," and then they never come back.
Never come back.
Right.
See, my grandmother.
It could have been like Rich Mo said though. It could have. We got to understand the backstory. I didn't see the show. I don't know if they showed the backstory of why he did it. Like, what was the cause of him to do it? Because it could have been like you said.
Well, they was just shocked at Will Smith about how can Will even play that role, knowing that he did that and been comfortable. I seen all of those comments, and especially if the backstory is really crazy, of course he's not going to air it, because then he's going to give her a chance to rebuttal. You know what I mean? Anytime if you air something that's not the truth, she can come forward and be like, "Listen,
this ain't
that's
right."
not the truth." And then he got her family,
Lawsuits.
and all those children to speak against
Him.
what it was. The only thing he had to put in there that would have been, good for his benefit was to actually say,
He left.
I had this family and they did exist, because if he didn't, then that would have been a talk to how you don't acknowledge them at
a
all.
whole family, right?
Woo! A whole family.
I mean,
That's a mega family.
Yeah, that's a fucking that's a real family right there. You said 5 kids.
5.
I mean, like I said, I just feel like you would have to know what happened.
Yeah.
To really understand, and then all of that talk about Will Smith, I think that's real biased, because at the end of the day, you got Lawrence Fishburne played Ike, like people that played Michael Jackson's father, like. What's all these other men did things that was wrong?
They just gonna have some negative feedback.
Yeah, the dude did something great. He created 2 girls who were able to both. Obviously, like it's hard to create one champion, but you created 2 at the same time, which means that whatever your technique was incredible. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So my thing is you're trying to take all that away from him because of whatever happened. You're trying to say that Will shouldn't have played this man's part.
Well, they was bad on Will. Now, he got a whole lot of. I mean,
yeah, like
Will,
but I'm saying
some people
the dude was
did
great.
give Will some
credit.
I don't know. I seen a bunch of
I don't
negative
know.
feedback. I'm gonna always give Will credit because I love Will.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen it to pass judgment. However, a lot of people, through the comment scrolling, lost a whole lot of respect for King Richard James, whatever we called him. They was just like, I have no respect because of what he did out of there. They was like, we still love Venus and Serena. We ain't got no problem with them, but I lost all due respect for what was displayed in that film.
They must have really depicted him badly in that movie.
So I need to but I don't even know if it's badly. I think you just have to. The title is bad enough. It's like in anybody's head is, you cannot get along, but what can anybody do that would make you walk away from 5 kids? To me, my brain gonna go to some severity, because 5 is a lot. That's not a little.
It is.
So I don't know.
5 little personalities. You had to like one of them.
Because you can walk away. Here's the thing. You can walk away for months and get yourself together. A year and come back. But not to reconcile nothing.
He completely never.
That is what they're saying. I haven't seen the movie, but that is what
Did
the comments saying. Like, he never went back, and they didn't find out until they were older that they had these half siblings.
Oh wow! Oh,
like,
Serena and them didn't find out.
That's what it says.
See if I can find it. So he kept it from them.
I guess. Did you see it, MJ?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No.
That is crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
Like you said. Well, as far as I'm, me. It's my industry. Will is just a great actor.
You said that's my.
So at the end of the day, them even having anything to say about him, I wouldn't see what that makes no sense at all. He's just acting, portraying, what they wanted to say.
What's the name of the movie?
Whatever the storyline was. So
he's just acting out actual factual. This is facts. He can't change that. It is what it is,
Well, maybe they disappointed because at one time Will said he would not play any roles that wasn't relatable, and that's still not related to him, because I didn't see why they were shocked, because Will's a great father. He's present in his children's life, so I don't know. yeah, I don't know.
And we still talking about Venus and Serena's father. Like this dude, they're legendary. Them two girls. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know why the story wasn't about them.
What I do know is within the show, what I've heard, they show how hard he was on them to get to that point. That complex that the parents have when they have a child that's an athlete. According to what I heard about it, the neighbors would call about them because he would have them out or in the rain doing like suicides and things like that. Like he was hardcore, and I heard that the police came to the house several times, and he, as the father, was like, these kids here are going to be successful. They're going to be, doctors, lawyers, tennis players, whatever. If y'all going to arrest, I think defects came to the house, but if they're going to arrest me or the kid or the parents or take the kids, y'all should take the kids of people who are on drugs and take, stuff like that. That's what I was hearing over the weekend, that was being portrayed on the show itself. So maybe, and this is just me off the top of my head, it's no excuse to walk away from 5 children. And you should see potential in every child. So if you're in tune with your children, then you should understand what your child is gifted at and what they're weak in. And your job as a parent is to help
to nurture and cultivate that.
Right, exactly.
Well, it said that he had Serena. It just stated here. I'm reading the notes from Google off of the storyline. It said that he had their life mapped out before he gave birth to them. He knew what he wanted to do. So maybe it didn't work out because the mom thought he was too hard on the other ones.
Possibly.
Maybe he was trying to create the Jackson 5 up in there.
5 of them, right? He had them.
Maybe.
He probably made her have 5 kids. Just
my favorite part to the Michael Jackson story was when Michael Jackson snuck away and went to the store to get the candy to sell the candy, and he was like, "What you doing, stick?" He said, "I was selling candy. I don't want to sing. I want to sell candy." He said, "How much you paid for the candy?" He said, 5 cents. He said, "How much you sell it for?" He said, 5 cents. He said, "Boy, you better stick to singing."
Right. That was dumb funny.
That was my favorite part. He said, "Boy, you better stick to singing." I was crazy. You done bought it for 5 cents and sold it for 5 cents.
Right, ain't make it dime.
Ain't make a dime. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to watch it. I just want to know if it's in the movies. Oh, it is in the movies. Oh, it's in the movies.
It's Netflix.
King Richard?
Yeah.
Well, why it says Showtime's watch movie? Oh, well, I'm watching on Netflix now.
I'm not sure. I know it's on streaming though. I don't think it's in the actual movie.
Well, I Googled it and I see where it says Showtime, so I thought maybe that was
What did Chase say? I can't read the comment. The last comment.
Chasey, is it in the movie? Chase ain't go to no movie. He was sick, so he had to stream it.
Right. He knows more about it than all of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it though.
Yeah. And the other one with Halle Berry is called Bruised.
Bruised.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you see it for yourself. I'm not gonna ruin it. It's pretty dope.
It's on Netflix. I think it's Netflix. Yeah.
What?
King Richard.
Yeah, King Richard and Bruised is on
That's
Netflix.
dope. I'm definitely gonna watch that.
Will Smith can play anything, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can.
Denzel, just so y'all know, has 2 out now that he'll be going back to back. I can't think. It's called Macbeth, something Macbeth.
Mm-hmm.
The murder of Macbeth or the case of Macbeth or something. And then he has another one, and he'll be if these go through the roof. They're saying that he'll be the first person in history of acting to have 2 going back to back Oscars.
Wow.
He'll be competing against himself.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Shout out to him.
If they both go.
Oh, I shouldn't have laughed. His I'm laughing at the comments. See, from Google, his daughter King Richard, I guess his daughter from the other marriage said he was only a king in his head. He walked out on his family and became a millionaire, but we lived in poverty.
Oh, she went in.
His daughter said that. He said William walked out of his family to become a millionaire, leaving them in poverty. His daughter has said, Sabrina, the half sister of Sabrina and Via, he slammed. Yeah, they slammed him.
Wow.
Yeah.
But do they know what happened? That's what I want to know.
Well, see, the funny thing is, I guess we just have to keep in mind that we have all type of people in the world. You know what I mean? Good, bad, narcissistic. We have men and women who look and pray for certain things. You have men and women who actually know what they want, and when they feel as though they don't live out their dreams, they look to have children to do certain things. Everybody don't have children with the best intentions.
Right.
And we have to remember that. Everybody don't give birth, you know what I mean, to have the best in children. They want to give birth so they can say, I can create some millionaires, or I can make money, or I can do this and do this. And
what's crazy is if he had them 5 kids and said, none of these kids fit what I need, me and you ain't doing it right. I'm gonna go find somebody else to. I hope that ain't it, but I'm just saying that's crazy. If you try 5 times and say, you know what, these kids ain't it.
And Chase said he watched it. Who else on the live watched the show?
Oh yeah,
that
talk
or Bruised. Who was it else? That and Bruised. Was it Bruised, MJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruised.
Who else watched it? Because I'm assuming maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, they had a big release weekend with Netflix for the Thanksgiving. So it's a lot of good stuff on there, but those are the top ranked ones right now. So for sure, I'm gonna check out King Richard tonight, right after this live.
Yeah.
So we can see what that's all about, and then really just and they, like you said, they won't get into the backstory, so we won't know. Is he still alive? Is their dad still alive? Did anybody know that?
Oh, they said he even wrote who? Venus and Serena dad?
Yes, he's still living.
I don't know. They said I don't know. Let me see.
The reason why I'm asking because I'm more than certain, based on all this happening right now, not that it's going to make a difference. Maybe it'll be a book behind this.
It was a book already, they said. They said that he had it all mapped out because he had a 78-page manifesto book, Blueprint to Success, on how he was going to map out their career. So Sabrina says she had 2 children. Wow. So Venus and Serena. Wait. So his daughter's name was Sabrina because she said she left. She remembers when he left. She was 8.
Well, he left Venus and Serena's parents too.
Mm-hmm.
It says he had other kids.
Mm-hmm. It said he made it his priority. Wow.
So
she said that her childhood memory, she had 2 childhood. One when he was home and one after he left. That's messed up. She's trauma filled.
Yep.
She had one when they had money when he was there, but then when he left, of course we leave. Back those times you take the income and then the kids are in poverty. She said it was an instant change. If it wasn't for the churches that they belonged to, their mom wouldn't have made it. Yeah.
Who's Lassane? I think he is alive. They said
right?
Lassane has power of attorney over Williams, who is going through a protracted divorce from his wife Lakeisha.
She said, how you going to make a movie by telling him? He had to be alive. He has to be alive in order to tell the story. Because that's what the daughter is saying here. How are you going to tell half of a story? And she's
well, the story, we're making the story about him leaving his kids. That's not the story. The story is how he had the other kids and made them successful.
No, what she was saying is, she said, despite him being estranged from her dad, how did he make a story telling the half a story, meaning you only told a story about half your life.
Well, when I'm looking at it right
but
now,
he's calling himself King whatever,
King Richard.
King that, right? As if he's some.
But that's the thing. It sounds like this is more Venus and Serena's doing, because when I'm reading right here, it says that they asked if it's a true story. It said it's an American biographical drama filmed by the director, and it was written by Zach Balin that follows his life. But Venus and Serena is the ones who played as executive producers, which means they probably helped with most of the story, which is they only know half the story.
Who?
Venus and Serena.
Which is true.
So they can only tell what they know.
Right, which is true.
So if they're the ones that was behind the movie, it's like, you're only going to get what they know.
So he's still alive?
Yeah, he's 79 right now.
Damn, and she still says I chased my dad around. I'll be chasing my dad around for the rest of my life in my head. That's the memories that she had before he left. So she's still playing back the memories of chasing her dad around the house.
Wow.
That's heartbreaking.
That's deep.
She said, I can chase my dad around for the rest of my life in my head.
That nigga was born on Valentine's Day.
And she said, I came to the terms that my dad has to love me in his own way, and that's all I can do. And of course, she has to probably tell herself that to live and go forward. But it's so bad that once, I think what's more hurtful than anything, I think that after you realize you messed up. Because to me, and it's just my personal feelings, my personal ideology, one of the worst pains in the world to me is to acknowledge that I failed as a parent, right? That's a heavy pain to carry, knowing that you failed as a parent. That's heavy. So even if we make mistakes, because we all make mistakes and we all mess up, I can deal with that reality because I can always take accountability and go back and apologize for whatever I did wrong or whatever I didn't know. However, I think what's worse is when we are stubborn and we don't want to take accountability because we don't want to get the backlash of how that may mess with our image or how we look, that we don't go back and rectify the things with our family, the people who matters most, based off of the image, or they don't want to hear what they have done wrong. So I think at that age, he should just throw it out and go hug his kids and just say, forgive me or something.
Yeah.
I mean, at that age.
First of all, the reconciliation or to rectify, he could have did that 10 times over by now. You know what I'm saying? Just by, the success of his other children could have helped his other family. Himself included. So we're talking about a narcissistic person.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop reading because she said I buried my dad in my head because I know I won't. I don't think I ever see him alive, and I know I won't be able to attend his funeral. That's just not going to be an option. They're not going to let me. They won't even tell me. I'll find out from the media or reports or from friends. So that's crazy because that's all the way, and narcissism breeds narcissism, because I don't even understand how that is even for Venus and Serena, because there's nothing nobody will be able to do to keep me from my sisters and brothers.
Right.
All right, so hear me out. I got something just popped in my head though.
Go ahead.
So remember I spoke about earlier that I had problems personally. I can personally attest to this situation on the other side where I'm talking about where I would come to the door. I would have my weekend. I had already had my rights. Let me make sure I'm clear on this live. I went to court and got my rights. Okay, I have it in my back pocket. I would go, it would be my weekend. I would go to pick my child up. And for whatever reason, my daughter's mom, my first daughter's mom, would prevent me or stop me from getting her, right? Now, I would have my child, which is maybe 4 at the time, at the window, screaming and crying, trying to get through the window to me. But I can't get inside. I have literally contacted, in Philly, they got paddy wagons, all kind of stuff. I've contacted the police where they came and she refused to open the door. Do we know that this mom did not to prevent him from going back? Do we know this?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I believe you on that note because I know plenty of women who, unfortunately, respond the same way. However, I have never done that ever. I have always been the type. Take your kids. I need a break. But no, I'm just saying though. I think that
was like.
Well, here's the thing. The ex. That could have been the case, and even if it was the case, MJ, I can hold that until them kids are up to an age. After a while, when the dad makes his mark, it's nothing that the mother would be able to do once that child is teenage age and it wants his father. So it's his fault still for not even coming back once they were of age to communicate. He could have showed up after school and been like, look, I've been trying. Your mom, talk to your mom. He could have shifted that energy all the way the other way. You know what I mean? And made, it's no long for him to be that old. And, just not reach back out at all. The mom could have done that.
What I'm surprised about, and this is something on the flip side.
Well, she said they reached out, though. She said before the son reached out, she said that they reached out. Where is it at? She said Sabrina alleges she has snubbed the family during the worst times. He has snubbed the family during the worst times of her life, including when her mother was battling cancer in 1998 and couldn't afford medicine and care before she died. So she was holding a lot of bitterness as well because she reached out even during the time that her mother was passing and battling cancer, and he snubbed him. He didn't respond to her.
Damn.
Yeah.
So but there's something here
he
that's
owe a lot of back child support.
right. There's something here that says.
She said, how would you feel if your dad leave when you're 8? My baby sister was 8 years old, and he left under the pretense telling us, I'm going to go get you a bike.
Oh my God.
She said, I can laugh about it now. She says, if my mom was still alive, she'll laugh. That rat bastard, she had a great sense of humor.
Wow.
That's crazy. She stopped giving a damn about my dad a long time before she died. She also said that actor Will Smith should be ashamed of himself for starring in that movie. They say Will Smith is probably getting an Academy Award for this. I held him in deep regards, but as a Black American, he should have wanted to tell the full story. Will Smith is not a dumb man. They got to grow up better and didn't have to harvest for food or worry about their next meal. It would have been nice to have the backstory. He wasn't a good dad to us. Well, he was when he was there, I guess. She met her and it says she met her tennis-playing half-siblings once by chance at Knott's Berry Farm at a theme park in California when the pair were teenagers.
I feel like she's putting her hurt on everybody else.
Well, she says she over it now.
You ain't over it if you coming at Will. Why you putting that on him as an actor? It's just his job to portray.
Well, no. Well, to an extent.
What I want to know is, did he play your father well? Is that how your father really was? Tell me that.
Well, she couldn't. Well, she said no because she said that's why she's upset to put him on a pedestal as a king.
No, that's not what I mean.
That's
I mean,
what
like
she's
his
upset
mannerisms. Like, did Will pull it off as an actor? Because that was his only job. It wasn't his job to rewrite the story. It wasn't his job to write the story.
Well, then maybe she feels some kind of way because maybe they shouldn't have had anything in there about him walking away from his family because that's embarrassing enough to them as well. So maybe they should have cut that whole part out. So maybe that I gotta go watch this movie now. Maybe that's the problem.
That's not him. And I agree with Rich Mo.
He's not a writer.
Nothing to do with any of it.
Yeah.
But that's why I said maybe she's holding him accountable because Will said he walked away from certain movies they had asked him to play, like Black Panther and stuff like that. He wouldn't do anything that's not, he said in his character to do. He just wouldn't want to do it. So maybe that's why she's saying it. I don't know.
But this is a man that, raised two women to be great. I don't understand, why he wouldn't want to play that role. You know what I'm saying? I can get what you said, what they're saying, but nah, I don't see nothing wrong with what he did. He ain't tripping. He's an actor.
Right. The story is about them. Like, you're absolutely right, Sage. If I'm producing that show, I can. That's easy to take them away. That's easy to take that part out. That's not because you don't really need to know about Richard,
right?
His background. You really just want to understand the growth of the Williams sisters. So that part right there, absolutely. And the only thing that I can say that Will was thinking is it didn't hit that hard,
right?
Based on viewership,
right?
I mean, based on the right. So it's not. I bet you it didn't stay that long. Like when we go watch this, you can be like, oh well, shit. It was only like one scene, and it probably was less than that. So it didn't. It wasn't the story. It did touch home to certain people, and they watched it. And these are traumatic people. These people that's actually having this conversation may have been abandoned by their father or mother. They may have relatable triggers that brought them into this whole conversation. And then there's a ton of people who look right past it because they were looking at it from an artistic perspective, and what they're looking for is the story behind the father building Serena and Venus. Just like, let's use the example of the Jackson 5. So there were certain parts in there that I'm sure triggered certain people that what's the name as the father should not have done. It probably triggered them. We didn't get the same commentary like we're getting now, but I'm sure it triggered people. But the whole point of the show, the storyline, was about how Joe dealt with his sons and his daughters.
I think because it's just Will Smith. Because Will Smith has such, he has such a huge audience. Like he has such a huge fan base, and anything Will Smith does, he execute and draw more people to love any character he played. So I guess that's the hurtful part. That's the outlook. Like, you're playing this is going to cause people to love and hold this man in high honor and give this man praise when I feel like he doesn't deserve praise, pretty much. Because if somebody else wouldn't have probably done as good of a job as what Will Smith would have done. And I think that's the part that may be more disappointing to them. It's like, Will, if you know this part existed, why big him up? Because they're going to love him even more just because of you.
Right.
Because it's
Will. And you have made that statement that you wouldn't play certain roles.
So I think that's probably where they're coming from. Even though, I sympathize, I empathize. I'm not a fan of her daddy, but I'm definitely a fan of Will Smith.
Right.
Because Will's going to execute whatever he does. That's
also,
just Will.
like Rich Mo said,
but
he produced,
I understand.
He produced two. He didn't. It's kind of like a seesaw.
Right.
It's kind of like bittersweet because on one hand he fucked up. Excuse my French, live, and on the other hand he produced the greatest two women in the history of a sport. Period. End of story. So you cannot negate that. You can't take that away. No matter what no matter what mistakes he made. That's just like, okay.
Well, it's not negating it. It's just not pretty much what they're trying not to do is give them credit for it. It's not negating it.
Oh, yeah. They should have never.
It's just not giving them credit for it. It's just like the situation with us with America. You know what I mean? They did the worst thing ever, but what they produced was something great. But we ain't trying to give them credit for it. Right. You know what I mean?
What's going to happen behind this, though? And I'm going to be honest with y'all. And y'all know how people get down. So this is, unfortunately, the children, the 5 children, even though moms will never see it, this is their 15 minutes now.
Oh, of course.
What's about to happen is a whole lot of things about to happen to these people.
Because she says she's just getting over anger management and all this other. And I bet anytime she's 50, but here's the thing, she's 57 and she's on hospice. So I doubt if she wants anything. Because she's 57, the oldest is 57, and she's saying that she's in hospice. So her health is not good. And I bet, because that's a lot of hurt and bitterness and pain to carry for a lifetime, I wouldn't expect your health to be good if you carried that weight. So it's like, ugh.
He got a 57-year-old daughter and he's divorcing a 41-year-old woman.
So that would tell us he got issues right there. Yeah.
He did what?
He said Rich Mo said he's in the process of divorcing a 41-year-old woman. And he's like 80. And he's like 80.
Currently, he's 79. Yeah, that's crazy.
So he has issues and
He'll
stuff.
be 80 in February, so that's crazy.
Yeah.
And what wife is this? The 41-year-old.
I don't know. Apparently, he walks away from him.
He's out. It's
But he wouldn't walk away from his money. I tell you that much.
It's Lakeisha Graham.
Lakeisha Graham.
Yeah.
Do they have a picture of him on the Google?
Yeah. You want me to send you one?
Yeah, I'm interested.
And what's sad is just the sad part is saying you left to go get a bite. That's sad because you didn't think your kids was going to remember that.
Yeah, listen, I can't relate to any of it.
That hurt my heart.
I know the phenomenal queen mother that you are.
Oh, thank you.
I know Richmond has a beautiful daughter.
Exactly.
I know. I have 4 children. That is in my heart. I don't know. I can't relate, and the reason why I'm saying is because we're 3 people on the phone right now. So the odds, the scale is tilted the other way. It's not like one of us on this phone did what he did. None of us did. If you put 2 more people on this phone, on this line, that have children, I'm sure they not him. So it's a rare. First of all, like you said, it's five kids. Like
Man,
it's not one kid is bad enough,
brother. Forget that. I'm on Google. They said that nigga had 20 kids.
Oh, yeah.
That came out 38 minutes ago.
Well, I know as I was reading through the comment from the other daughter, the kids that he had, she said that he had other kids. She said he has other kids and other son that he neglected as well, too. But it was no more information outside of that, so I didn't bother reading that.
They said
so he has a total of 20.
18 besides Serena and Venus.
18 kids besides Serena and Venus. So 20. He only went after... And it's funny because I'm telling you, everybody's intention to have children is just not pure. When you looking for the ones that listen, because you got rebellion ass kids that won't pay you no damn mind.
It don't matter if your kid's rebellious or not. It's not their fault. They just children.
Of course, but a narcissist don't think that way.
Right. Your job is to put your kids in check and make sure that you handle your business as a parent. And if you don't have good parenting skills, then that is, you need to get counseling or, because I'm not going to front on this live. There's no instruction manual to raise kids. Like they got books on ways and things and.
Well, that's purposely done. I think there was one. I just think that we didn't get it.
Oh, well, not in my household. Because every child is different.
Well, it is, but that's what I'm saying. There is instructional manuals on how to deal with people and children and everything else. It just was all hidden from us. There's not nothing put here on this earth that God didn't give us and show us how to. You can't buy a blender without instruction manuals or a toaster without instructions. You think God gonna send humans down here without instructions? It's just what they chose to give us and what they chose to keep. Right. Because, goddamn it, for their own benefit. You have to realize that people benefit off the weakness of others, off the ignorance of others. I mean, that's just what they learn to do, capitalize off of people's ignorance.
Right.
That's what it is. But I refuse to believe it because we can't buy anything without a care package and how to take care of it. Everything come with it. These microphones and headphones came with how to care for it. I mean, so it damn sure had to be a manual on how to care for. I mean, we know how to care for trees.
They have things like guidelines or scenarios, but when you're dealing with a child where your son, like this is just hypothetical, you got a hyper son, or your daughter is a, they might have the psychology. Is that the word I'm looking for? But they want you to, how they bring you in to the office if your child ain't doing right and want to give you, put your child on Ritalin and all kind of. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, see,
I ain't talking about that either.
Right. I'm saying, I mean, it's.
But what I'm saying is, it's a manual, or there's natural orders in how to actually deal with human beings, children in particular too. I think when children are born through nature, we don't have to read a manual on that. I mean, we do what's natural. And when you see a baby, it automatically softens you up to cuddle it and take care of it, and you automatically know you can't give it nothing super cold or super hot. You know what I mean? As they grow, then I think things become more challenging because the child is developing personalities and characteristics, and you may not know how to deal with it based off of who that child is. But it's because we were bred a certain way. We were bred narcissistic, that you do what I say and you ain't got no other options. We're not told to cultivate and nurture the personalities that we see in our child. You know, they start jumping off of the goddamn W. Like, this child a damn savage. Mm-hmm. Not that he may be a gymnast, or maybe that he likes track, or maybe that he need to run, or he need to go outside and run. He gets beat for jumping off of the shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? He hyper.
That's
he
it.
ain't hyper. He an air sign. Send his ass outside.
Right. Let him have fun.
I was blessed to have my elder, my grandma, and elders. They no longer here, but they before my first child was born, I was blessed to get some of that information. So I've always been an open, like my philosophy with kids is I listen. That's the biggest thing for me. My children will tell you. Every last one of my children, I gave them a platform. I never quiet them. Never. Like I've always encouraged them. Always say what's on your mind and how you feel. It's how you say it, of course. So I'm gonna train you and teach you and I'm not even good at that as an adult. I still have work to do myself, because I could say some real stuff to really hurt somebody. But the reason why I allow my children to be have a voice is because they can say what is really wrong, and if it's comfortable, then they'll tell you the truth, and that will help guide you to where you want to be. Like, I don't want my daughter right now that's 15. She's struggling in a certain area in school, but I don't want her afraid to tell me.
Right.
I want her to be able to be honest with me and say that I'm experiencing, not me going to the table and why don't you know this, and haven't your teacher told you this, and why ain't you paying attention in class? No. What is the issue? What can I do as the parent? Do you need help? Do you need tutoring? What is it that you don't understand? What part of it? Now, if my child is afraid because I'm passing judgment, thinking that she should already know what it is, when she may not know. If I did not encourage her when she was younger to verbalize herself, to say to me, I'm afraid of the dark. I'm afraid, if she's not able to verbalize whatever it is, she will be afraid. Then I can't help her. Then I can't guide her. I can't put her in her best place. Now, the physical stuff, like you said, Sage, okay, so I'm sure that Venus and Serena did not come out swinging a fucking tennis racket.
Right.
He had to walk them that way. And
well, they could have, though. If he was smart enough as a father to do his research on the type of children that he actually had, I'm sure if he built the plan way before they was born, he was thinking. He was like, I'm gonna create me some millionaires.
I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, when you cultivating athleticism, yeah, I mean, it really is a toss. Like, for all my children, every last one besides one was an athlete. Because of me, though. So what it was, hey, what do you like? Well, I like baseball, basketball, football, shit. I like it all. Okay, well, let's see which one you're good at. All right, so we check it down. We go to basketball. No, you might be tall, but no. Let's see football. That way. And then once I saw what it was, it's like, okay, well let's explore this. Is this something that you really want to do? Da 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 da. And then even with me being a sports dad, I was definitely not like King Richard. Like I wasn't hard on my kids. For me, it was entertainment. It was never the way out of the ghetto, so to speak. For me, like I didn't view my children as okay. Well, you're gonna be the best football player in the world because I'm gonna get rich. No.
Right. Right.
I just went because it was something to do on a Friday night. My son, made the crowd cheer. I love how he was proud of himself when he came off the field. I love how my daughter was proud of herself when she was doing the cheers. That's really what that was for me. It was never, okay, well, we going to live off you. I want you to be the best you could be and none of that kind of shit. None of it. You know what I mean?
Well, he had to be something with 20 children, child. You said 20, Rich? 20.
Yeah.
20.
That's crazy.
Gigolo.
And it's still, here's the thing, it still ain't lasting. And you mean to tell me you still divorcing somebody at 80?
His youngest is like 6.
His youngest is 6?
Yeah, 6 or 8. Well, just the dude, Dice Star, Dylan Star, I forgot Dylan.
Woo!
And he ain't breaking bread with nobody.
He ain't breaking bread?
He can't be. I'm sure of it. He a narcissist, remember? It's all about him. So, he ain't breaking no bread. That's probably why he going through all these women.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
So.
Well, what's his story? Is he on some kind of drugs? How can you just run? That's just unstable. That's too unstable.
I'm gonna take a look at his picture. He must be fly.
No.
So as a woman, he can't come see you.
Not in the past life, this life, or the future life.
No, listen what I'm saying, sis. Nah. I'm saying if you ain't know nothing about this man, what we talk about right now, this man ain't attracted to you at all. You don't see nothing in it.
I'm about to Google and see if his other photos comes up. His character already spoke, so I mean.
Well, I ain't talking about the character because I already know how you get down, so I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about just on the level of just looking at this man and ooh, look at this man, ooh, because if he portraying himself, and we ain't gonna get into this, but if he portraying himself as an alpha male, then women all over him, they trying to bear his seed.
Child by, they were trying to get some money. This man is nothing good looking about this man.
All right.
And I didn't even have to say that from trying to Google his picture. I can tell from the image of how Will Smith came up in the role he had, how he had to look playing him. He don't look like
it's
Will.
Like the youngest picture
like Will. Oh hell no, child. He looked like ancient.
He looked old when he was young.
He looked old when he was young. Let me see.
He looked old when he was young.
I do have a question for the up people in the room, though.
He said he looked old when he was young.
Richmond, this is a good question.
That's him young?
Where's
I mean,
he
they
from?
was young.
I can't even see.
What's his Wikipedia? Where's he from?
You know what? For the longest time, I don't know. I thought that they were from Africa, but somebody told me no, they were from L.A.
So I'm talking about him. Is he originally?
What's his real name?
Richard Williams.
Richard Williams. If he's originally, I'm curious, and if it's on the top, I have a feeling.
What?
That he's not from up top. He's from down the bottom somewhere.
From down south somewhere?
Yeah, it says something about him moving to California, so he wasn't from. Hold on.
Yeah, he's from down the bottom.
What's down the bottom? God damn it! He looked like he's from South.
Right.
South Carolina.
Don't sound like not that it ain't no people from up north that ain't.
He's
like
from
that.
Louisiana.
There it is.
It says Several Point, L.A.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
There it is.
But this is where he was born in Louisiana. Is what it said. But it said that he moved to L.A. and that's when he met his first wife, Betty.
Betty Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He from the bayou. I mean,
He's
he from
from
down in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
That's it right there. That's the 20 kids right there.
Yeah, because you see Boosie got about, what, 19, 9 or 10 or something like that?
Yeah. That's it. That's the whole mentality right there. I knew him from somewhere down south. That's where he from. I mean, he moved to LA, but he ain't from LA. That's the difference.
Yo, it said, how did he learn how to play tennis? It said Richard's own history in the sport is unusual, as he claimed to have been trained by a man named Old Whiskey. Yo.
That sums it all up.
Nigga name was Old Whiskey.
His trainer was named Old Whiskey?
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
And he said he wanted his daughters to play after watching Romanian tennis star Virginia Ruzici.
Oh, hell no. Child, absolutely not. I'll smack the hell out of him.
He wrote an 85-page plan for the sisters and started training them at 4.
Yeah, he one of them old Southern.
Yeah, I got you.
He one of them old Southern dudes with the flare nose.
Pimping. So with the flare nose.
That's how my cousin.
That's pimping.
Is that the wife he divorcing now?
I don't know. I can't see that. She look
How
young
much
though.
you want to bet that the women he was with, sis, how much you want to bet the women he was with had low self-esteem?
Of course they did. Absolutely. Did he got Jehovah on his Jehovah? My God, I can't. I'm done. This
He
conversation
got
is
no
over.
high-value women that he
See
dealing
you
with.
in court, Richard Williams said to his divorced wife, Lakeisha, after, yeah, see, that was his young wife. Well, she just wanted some money. That's just evident. There's no way in the world.
You know why he was mad at her? Because when I was reading it a little while
That's
ago.
the one he divorcing now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, for sure.
So, of course, she wanted some money.
You know why she divorced him? Because he kept having to take trips, and she just didn't like it. So she kept having to take trips.
What you mean?
He kept having to take trips. I mean, he was going on business trips, and she ain't like it. So she divorced him. Or trying to divorce him, trying to get money, I guess. Like the niggas out there doing the business that's keeping y'all.
Child, bye. He ain't doing no goddamn
Yeah,
business
they
with
making
20
more
goddamn kids. Child, bye. He ain't doing no business at all.
Making more kids, and listen. You could tell when somebody, you know what they say about men who have a lot of daughters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My boy only had 2 sons.
Yeah.
Out of
But
all
they
those
say
kids.
about men that have a lot of daughters? I'm curious.
Well, of course, she was after his
They
money.
say they
There's
hoes,
no way in
brother,
the
they
world
hoes.
she was after nothing else but money. What else is there on the physical plane?
Oh wow.
Or he's just Prince Charming, and I don't see him being that charming. What else would she want from this man?
Is that a chain on his neck?
His shirt said Jehovah wins unless she met him in church.
Wow.
There's nothing else.
Yeah, it's different.
His bride is 37 years younger. Yeah, there's nothing else. What? It ain't like he in physical tip-top shape. A body you can't refuse. Ciao, bye.
And you know he got the sisters wrapped around his finger, so
She had a wait. Oh, and he has a baby. Who the hell baby is that?
I don't know. It depends on what year. That's probably the little boy.
Child, I
It
can't.
depends on what year that picture was taken.
Yeah, that's a boy.
The little boy is like only 6. They said around 6 years old. Dylan Starr is his name.
Oh, he tore her up then. Because this her now.
Oh, what?
Oh, he stressed her out. She don't look nothing like when he met her.
Lord Jesus.
He did her dirty.
He must be driving some virus on him.
He's stressed. Not only is he stressing the kids out, he's stressing out the women too.
Yo. She don't look nothing like.
That's funny.
That's crazy, boy. He must be a piece of work. Go on, Richard.
King Richard. With all
Nah,
the
it's
kids.
nothing. Come on. And MJ talking about he got look. Are you serious, MJ?
I mean, the people like the little gray hair shit right now.
Ah.
They they all over it
I
right
think
now.
you hit it on the nose. Low self-esteem.
Oh, for sure, he catching them back and forth. He catching them low self-esteem joints. He catching them joints that.
You have to pray on them. There's nothing else.
Oh,
That's it.
ain't no high value women dealing with that bullshit. Not
Not
at
at
all.
all. Not unless they just want a couple dollars.
Right now, absolutely.
That's it. Especially when you're 80 years old, couple dollars for sure.
Right.
You're 82, that's it. 80, run that check up. Huh?
No, ain't no high value.
They was trying to put that nigga out, and he laughing at them. Them girls, they probably trying to see if they could, sleep with him and he died something.
Oh, probably.
And guess what? It ain't work. She trying to get divorced now.
Probably.
He done wore her out. She about to die.
Nah, not necessarily. I guess she just said, either way, if I leave, I'm still good. You gotta pay me.
Yeah, it's true. Unless
So
he
either
made
way,
her
I
sign
gotta
something.
stay in this.
But look, unless he made her sign something, because
No,
this
don't
is the
mean
day and age.
That don't really mean anything this day and age.
You don't think she'll get
Nah,
something?
she got what she got. While I'm with you, you buying me everything. I'm getting
True.
everything so I can stash whatever you're
True.
getting me.
You're right.
I mean, women, we think a little bit different. It's like,
Yeah. Get little in the baggie, little in the purse.
listen, if you are that, yeah, and I know everything is not about looks, but when you're that old, yeah, it
It's
has to
definitely
be
about
another
money.
bargain at the table.
That's
That's
crazy.
terrible.
It's sad, and I hope his other children.
I'm gonna go look for me an old gray woman that
You
I can be, and I'm gonna get taught by some of them females how to do it. Dip in, dip out.
Hey, do it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna catch me one of them old gray women.
Who's that?
Do it. Well, I hope the other children actually heal and do better and just forgive them and move forward. Who knows what issue that man had in his life? I know they don't care.
Oh yeah, I send peace and love and blessings to all of them. I pray that they're all successful and wonderful parents in their own right.
You can tell this is back in the day because I mean you can tell that our hoods were totally different than Venus and Serena. Because I promise you, as much as I love them, ain't nobody 15, 16, and 17 in our hood wearing beads. Wearing cornrows and beads.
They 15, 16 with beads in their hair.
I mean, on these pictures, you know we wasn't wearing beads.
Right.
We was not wearing hairstyles like that at all with beads on the head. Look, on beads. Listen, after 8, 9, the beads and the barrettes came out. We wasn't wearing those.
Yo, those are reserved for the little ones.
Exactly. Wow, poor children. Well, he created some legends amongst tennis for sure. Give him his props for that. He got a whole lot of growing still to do, I guess. So we'll be in the new studio next week.
Oh, you announcing that right now to the live? Is that what you
Oh, no.
doing?
I mean, we ain't got to announce it. We just going along to go along until we finish going along.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be getting ready for 2022. So everybody that's out there that's trying to get themselves together for, I don't know why my screen keep doing this. It's in 2022. Pushing forward to get themselves together. We got a lot of good stuff aligned, a lot of good stuff planned.
Yes, indeedy.
Yeah, it's going to be gravy. It's going to be good. So it ain't the end of the year yet. So whatever goals and dreams and admirations that you have that you're looking forward to, I say get busy, get busy, get busy, get busy.
Living your reality.
Living your reality, right? As who said that last week or 2 weeks ago? Focus on the wins.
Focus on the win.
Focus on the wins. That's what we're going to do. So yeah, we'll be sharper, tighter, better. A lot of great interviews coming up. Some great people. I'm excited about that. A lot of stuff that we plan to do in the community. It's going to take place 2022 A lot of campaigns, 2022. You know what I mean? I look to have my first 7-figure year in profit. Talk about in profit. There's a difference when you make it and you got to put it right back out. We need 7 figures in profit. That's after everybody has been paid already.
There you go.
So we can start getting some of these other ventures up and running and done.
That's true.
Get some of these other shows and stuff done. We got to actually talk, especially about those other projects that we started that we got to get done. The Hanging Tree, Cat Project, and On the Run.
Okay.
Yeah. So probably have to put your production hat back on and see. But but you know what? I still got to get you to get some passes so we can still go towards Halle Berry Studio so we can actually see. You know, I need that visual of so that can run through my head to finish up the last little strings on that project.
Okay. I mean, with the COVID, it's kind of difficult.
Well, yeah, you know, but yeah.
No, it's all good.
But we can pull it off. It ain't got to be a bunch.
No, not at all.
It ain't got to be a bunch. I'll put a mask on for that one.
Not at all, for sure. But yeah, I'm very excited myself. I know you have a plethora of things that's coming that I'm excited about. Yeah.
Yeah, we all do. It looks
Yes.
great.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. This week is going to be busy, but I hope to, when I come back, slow it down for a sec. Got to get this event tied up, the shower stuff done up. And then after that, try to take a little rest before the new year come in. Because then we're going to be swamped to do that and finish up with the last few clients so I can get this stuff actually done. And I'll push everybody else towards greatness. That's my mission here on earth. Ooh.
Are we going to 2 hours today, or we just an hour, or what are we doing?
Now we're about to actually get off because I gotta get going. I wanted to stay consistent and do what we set out to do. I have to get on a call 8 p.m. with my squad, so I gotta get on that before tomorrow and for an hour and get that done. Stay committed. Then I gotta get home and get some stuff done. Get packed up. Gotta be in Miami tomorrow.
What time is
Gotta
it?
get this stuff. It's in the evening. Fly a little later because I really wasn't supposed to be there till Wednesday, but I'm gonna leave out tomorrow night.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody in live, let's bid safe traveling mercies and love on her way, and we send you peace, happiness, and everything.
Soul. That's what it sounds like. Soul Train up in this piece. I appreciate that.
For sure.
I appreciate that. It'd be good. I'll contact you on live. I'll make sure I get you some footage.
Yeah.
Got some interviews and some stuff lined up.
Sound great.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to give my love to everyone, and I will talk to y'all later.
Yes. We'll talk to everybody later. Stay tuned for Thursday for Gentlemen-ish. 8 p.m. What time y'all go on?
I think we still at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. 5 p.m. Gentlemen-ish. Thursday with the fellas. Y'all episodes are really, really awesome too. Let me tell you that.
Well, thank you so much, and so is this. I appreciate being on here, taking the time out to politic with like-minded people.
Dope.
Very refreshing.
All the time.
Yes, it is. Very,
We ain't
very
even get
refreshing.
started yet. We're about to tune up for 2022. It's about to be on and popping. Seats
true.
about to change.
Phoenix.
Richmond about to come sit on the side of the seat.
Yeah.
No, I'll talk to you later, man. Y'all be easy.
Yes,
All
sir. God bless.
God bless.
Ooh.
Playing March 25th, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Orlando, Indianapolis, Houston, and now